I feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus is exactly the game people imagine Pokemon to be. For decades we've come accustomed to the battling system / adventure and having a new spin-off series here and there to give us a new feel for the franchise. Although the flaws in this game were certainly noticeable, this game delivered a whole new experience that even veterans would come to enjoy. Leading up until the release, I really felt like people who got early copies were overhyping the game a bit too much, but was their excitement noted as you played? Absolutely. Was it anything crazy? Not really. My perspective is like this solely because of the main reason as to how bad BDSP turned out to be for me, and I had lost hope expecting anything good out of Game Freak. But this game certainly shaped a bright future for the future titles down the line, and I had very low expectations going into it, and I'm glad I did, because I really did enjoy this game way more than I thought. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I created polls before the game's release, and to my surprise, many of you were not excited. Even after everything has been leaked, you guys were still not convinced to buy the game. Now, I wanted to give you guys an honest perspective of the game and have you decide by the end of this video if you'd actually pick up the game for yourself or not. This game isn't your average badge collecting and becoming champion. It's entirely different. Your character time travels to the past due to Arceus and has you set out on a quest to meet him at the end after you've completed your Pokédex. Along the way, you meet villagers of Jubilife Village and you set out to become a member of the Survey Corps dedicated to protecting, helping others, and learning about Pokemon to serve its purpose for the sake of the village. The description of the corps says it all. Now, mysteriously there's a time rift and it causes you to go out seeking the noble Pokemon that are struck by its energy, which causes them to go berserk. You're tasked to go and restore them back to normal, and you do this throughout the entire game until the climax essentially. To ensure the best success as you play the game, you are given the ability to use the new Pokemon to help you on your journey, and these new Pokemon help you reach areas a whole lot better than on foot. My personal favorite is flying around with the Hisuian Braviary. The characters in this game didn't quite develop for me. I couldn't feel a connection to them. The writing for them just kind of has it set to where, hey, you'll talk to me, I'll get my point across, and I'll be on my way. Hardly any development for any of these characters showcased, except for maybe one specific character that I will talk about at the end. I think it's just a classic at this point to expect from Pokemon nowadays. Sword and Shield had better character writing and development by far if we were to compare the two games, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. It was to be expected. The most quote-unquote evil-like team that we know is a tradition in Pokemon games were literally 3 bandits. They served no purpose other than to get in your way in the story, and they honestly got pretty annoying the more I saw them. However, the designs of these characters are simply fantastic. Some of the most creative I've seen so far in the franchise. There are so many new characters with each carrying a unique thing about them, and there are obviously characters that you'll notice that resemble the present characters that we know today, hence ancestors. Let's talk about the game as a whole. To address the elephant in the room, the graphics are terrible, but I didn't go into this game expecting to praise the graphics by any means. This isn't Game Freak's strong suit. I personally didn't care for them. I really love the concept of the game though. Going around in third person and searching out Pokemon to catch or battle, the Pokédex has a unique twist to it so that you actually got to do more to complete the dex rather than just going out and catching the Pokemon once and just be completely done with it. This game allowed you to see what these Pokemon are like and had you spend more time with them. Overall, the game does reward you for exploring. There's so much ground to cover just based on looking at the maps alone, and there's a ton to do with the side quests to give you something to occupy yourself with. You will clock in 60 hours into this game, believe it or not. It's quite the grind. I really enjoyed the boss fights in this game, taking it to a whole new level, using bombs to weaken it down, and sending out your Pokemon to damage it even more. It was a great experience, having to strategically dodge and strategize how you were going to defeat them, and each battle was just essentially different from the rest, and it was pretty dope. There are these new forms called Alphas. They are basically stronger versions of the normal sized Pokemon with better moves, and they are a little hard to catch, but the grind is worth it against them because it gives you a lot of XP. Every Pokemon in this game has an alpha form, and you can even find shiny versions of them as well. There's a new mechanic called Distorted Space, and these spawn exclusive rare Pokemon, and you can also find items like evolution stones and such, but it's a high risk, high reward type of ordeal because you will literally find tough Pokemon spawn left and right to kill you, and you will die if you're not prepared, and you will lose a bunch of items if you do that, so be careful. But they are very rewarding, so be sure to take advantage of them. The music in this game was great, and some of them resembled the modern Generation 4 game, so it was nice to see the callback to it and hear their tunes again. The customization in this game is nice, lots of options to choose from, and the more you unlock throughout the story, the more customization is unlocked for you to wear. Lastly, I did enjoy how the animated cutscenes looked, but I really wish Pokemon would continue to go through the animated cutscenes for the entirety of their games rather than just going through the important parts of the game. Like, there were tons of connections to the Sinnoh games and how we see the specific areas and such develop to what we know in modern Sinnoh. I would have loved to see all of that animated for once. But the legendaries and mythicals were great to hunt down as well, and I really appreciate that they had events to go alongside with them, right? Because this is something that I really wanted to see in Pokemon games nowadays, and especially with the modern ones, and we got exactly that. It was finally nice to see those things just happen in these games from now on, and hopefully later on in the road with more games coming out and whatnot. I really enjoyed this type of thing, and I really hope to see it more later down the road. And the best part was that I finally got to use Darkrai after 4 years of Pokemon being on the Switch. Holy crap. Some of the things I found bothersome in this game was the hand holding and the sense of direction for the game. Some points you're just confused as to what's going on with the story, and what to do next and how to complete an objective. You know, you lose a lot of valuable time if you have no idea what's going on or what you're doing. I kind of feel like the story didn't really connect with me all too much. I just kind of just mashed A. I just pretty much had an idea of what to do next, and you know, basically the game just kind of says, hey, you have a mission to do, go do the mission. It's like, all right, well, I guess we have to save the day again. There were some parts of the game where you can notice Pokemon moving 10 frames a second, and parts of the game just lags here and there, but it's not too much where it affects your gameplay. But they didn't really explain much about alpha Pokemon, whether you need to have like a specific star rank of some level to be able to catch them or not. There was no clarity, so you're kind of left just be, well, I don't know, confused in a sense. New players would surely just have their teams wiped out at that point. I didn't wipe out to alphas, I just didn't know if I can even catch them. I didn't even bother with them. It was only until near the end of the game where I was like, all right, let's catch some alphas. My team is pretty strong. I'm pretty sure I can take them on. It should be no problem. But I just wish there was some more clarity early on, because I would have loved to know that information and just try to utilize it to the best way I can throughout my journey. But regardless, the wild Pokemon in this game are nuts. They are legit on steroids. Level 3 Bidoof using Rollout on you, and you have a level 16 Mon. It doesn't even matter, you're not even safe. I don't know what they did to the wild Pokemon, or just attack boosts or stats or whatever, but it is actually insane, because they are literally, again, on steroids, and they will try to murk your team as fast as possible. And there's this new agile and strong style, and if you don't understand that battle mechanic, those wild Pokemon can move 3 times in a row and they will literally destroy you before you even have a chance at life, and it's kind of annoying at times. I would say it only negatively impacts your gameplay and experience if you don't understand it, but they are easy to understand. You just gotta make sure that your Pokemon are fast, essentially, because if you're slow, I mean, you're gonna get bodied, so make sure you carry some fast, strong Pokemon like Garchomp, for example. But the ARC phone that the player has, you know, it doesn't allow you to switch Pokemon out with the range that you have going on, like the PC system, but it allows you to teleport. I don't understand the power or technology within the ARC phone. Sometimes I'm just like, well, why can't I just do this rather than doing that? But I guess it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe they just want you to utilize the camps more or something. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the ARC phone should be able to do more than just enough for the basic necessities of the trainer. But I guess that's just me. The level curve is alright. You cannot rely on training a set team, however, because you will find much stronger levels of the same Pokemon that you are carrying throughout the game. So you should go and replace those as soon as you come across them. You know, you can find alpha versions of them and they are much stronger and all that, because the boss battles and whatnot become way too powerful in a sense for your current team level, and you will literally get destroyed because your team is not adequate to what the game is throwing at you. But you should be able to handle it, but at some points of the game you gotta keep that in mind. One big complaint that I had was the bag. There was not enough bag space, so you have to go and spend so much in-game money to go and create more space in the bag, and it got really annoying because I wanted to use my money to buy some items, but I couldn't, because whenever I go out there in the wild and I find really important items and I have to discard whatever's in my bag to carry them, it just got really annoying, and it added up and just got super frustrating. But what was more frustrating for me personally were the research tasks. Now you need to get a star rank level in order to progress on with the story, and it can be very tedious because as you complete the tasks in the Pokédex, it gives you more points so that you can go and rank up. Because like I said, again, ranking up allows you to progress, but you have to do the research tasks, and they literally shove it down your throat. There is no way around it, and it can be very tedious to try and grind that out. So make sure that you're out there catching Pokemon, fulfilling their pages to get those points needed, so that you're not wasting so many hours trying to fill up tasks to get that task research bar to get a new rank to progress with the story. I'm just trying to give you a heads up from now. I feel like there wasn't much Pokemon around considering how big the maps were. Like some areas only featured literally like 2 Pokemon in a whole area, which I found weird, but they don't really do much other than reacting to when you approach them. You don't really see them interacting with each other or anything, or maybe just see them walk around at most, but other than that, they don't really seem to capitalize on what the Pokemon is actually like in the wild, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's something they can develop later on and fix. They made Spiritomb so annoying to get in this game. I don't understand how Game Freak continues to find ways to make Spiritomb utterly insane to capture and just to obtain in general for your Pokédex. Oh my god. I dislike having to go around the entire map picking up wisps just to go and find one Pokemon. It is not worth the grind at all. I'd just rather have somebody trade it to me at that point. But as always, it's just a great concept, and I'm sure they can expand on it for this game in its entirety. But overall, it's a much better game than BDSP regardless, but it's not worth sacrificing a whole iconic generation just to create the game that we know today of Legends Arceus. I really wish that we could have gone back in time and Masuda got slapped in the face and we got a much better Generation 4 remake, but that's a whole different story for another time, but that's just how I feel about it. Other than that, that's pretty much my perspective on the game. I don't know if it changed your mind of whether or not you're going to buy the game or not. You can let me know what you liked or disliked about the game in the comment section down below. And regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel for some continued awesome content. Check out the channel if you like what you see, and hey, I mean, it doesn't hurt to subscribe, right? But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.